In 2012, Disney opened its 26th resort, the Art of Animation. It's a value resort, but it has some premium features, which we're going to be discussing throughout this episode. Now, the Art of Animation is a little bit different of a resort in that it has 4 different sections, each one after a different Disney animated feature. We have one section which is The Little Mermaid, we have a section based on the movie Cars, and we have the Lion King area, and finally Finding Nemo. Now, these are all, 3 of those 4 are suites, which have queen-size beds, kitchenettes, very nice, and that's all of those except for the Little Mermaid. Now, the Little Mermaid section is just your basic hotel room. It doesn't have queen-size beds, just double-size beds. But something interesting about the Art of Animation is that it is one of only 4 resorts on Disney property that is pet-friendly. The other ones being Port Orleans Riverside, Disney's Yacht Club, the cabins over at Fort Wilderness Campground, and of course the Art of Animation. Let's go check this place out. When you first come into the resort, first thing they want to teach you is how to draw Nemo. And these are the instructions on how to draw Nemo. So you follow that, and you too will be able to create Nemo. When you first come into the lobby area of Art of Animation, you're greeted with all these wonderful sketches from a lot of the Pixar Disney films. If you look a little closer, you'll notice in the beginning, when you first walk in the doors from the parking area, there's sort of rough sketches. And as you continue along, you'll notice that the sketches become a little bit more defined as you walk along the lobby area. And when you get to this side, we've gone from rough sketches to finished product. I found Nemo. He's been here. Is it just me, or does it at first glance look like Ariel is using her cell phone? Or maybe that's a shell phone. Or maybe it's a dinglehopper phone. In the lobby area, there's even a business center for your use. Check this out. They got internet use right over here. You can get complimentary flight check-in and boarding pass printing over here. They've also got prepaid phone cards you can get over here. There's telephones, and over here they got an ATM machine. They even have a fax machine and a copy machine. Business center right there for you. What a convenience. When you're between the lobby and the ink and paint shop, you see this really cool light sculpture, and it's got all these great little sketches from all these Pixar animated films. But if you look closely at some of them, you'll notice that some of them are actually signed, and the people that have signed them have been anywhere from the artists who drew them all the way to the people who voiced the character. There's Ariel, and it's been signed by Jodie Benson, and Benson is obviously the one who did the voice for Ariel. A little bit of Disney trivia right there above your heads. And of course, they always have the arcade, the Pixel Play Arcade. That's the name of the arcade here at Art of Animation. And check this out over here. Look at this, the world's largest Pac-Man. I don't know if it really is the world's largest or not, but it's pretty cool. Not only that, look at this. Space Invaders. This arcade is actually a pretty big arcade. It's one of the larger ones, I think, that I've seen on Disney property here at Art of Animation. Of course, they have the photo booth over here. All the fun games, air hockey. You see that everywhere, don't we? There's like super air hockey. It's like Pac-Man air hockey. There's like Pac-Man. They got the basketball. So as you can see, not all of the fun that you can have at Disney is going to happen in the parks. You know, right here in the arcades, and these are a lot of fun. Some of these are newer games, others are old school, like me. The lobby area is just so filled with color and animation, it just kind of makes you feel playful from the minute that you walk in. I've already shown you some of the color palettes and sketches. And of course, we already looked at the sculpture. And behind me is the ink and paint shop. Well, the ink and paint shop is their little souvenir shop, but it's got a lot of really cool, interesting, and unique items that are for sale that are specific to the art of animation. Let's go in and take a look around. If you're staying at the Art of Animation, you obviously have some interest in animation, and check out some of these books that you can buy. They got the Art of Coloring, Disney's Moana, Mickey and Minnie, Art of Coloring. So they even buy a pen, because you can't draw without a pen, right? All these books that you can get that teach you how to draw. Have you ever seen a Disney full-length animated feature? These are Disney shorts. So, we are in the ink and paint shop, and I'm telling you, this store is not like any other store on Disney property. I'm talking to Allie over here, and she's going to tell us what makes this shop different than all the others.
So we are actually the only gift shop on any of the resorts that has sketches for all of our beautiful original artwork here that our sketch artists do. We have 2 of the 14 sketch artists on the property.
Look at these sketches. I don't know if you can see this. I got the shadows in the way a little bit.
All hand drawn. We also have a whole big selection right over there. Again, 2 of the 14 sketch artists on property. They draw these every single day. They're available for purchase. Depending on the number of characters in the sketch, that's the price it's going to be. We can also sketch you pretty much anything from any Disney animated movie.
This is some of the art she was talking about. Here we got Mickey Mouse. He's graduating. That'd be awesome. He gives that to somebody who's graduating from high school or maybe from college. Oh, look at this. Golfing. Everybody loves golf. There's some really cool stuff here. These are my favorite guys. Chip and Dale, man. They always know how to have fun, don't they? Especially Dale. Now on the other side of the ink and paint shop is the Landscapes of Flavor. Now that's a quick service restaurant, and they have things. They start out in the morning serving breakfast items, and then they move on to your lunch items. All sorts of wonderful things. They got pizza and pasta, they got salads, they got hamburgers, cheeseburgers, grilled cheese sandwiches, and all kinds of really great desserts. Let's go check it out a little closer. Let's see what they have. The Landscape of Flavors really is a landscape of flavors. You have all sorts of things. You got kids' meals over here. The chicken nuggets, grilled cheese sandwiches. You can get a cheeseburger or a hamburger. We've seen those at other places as well. Look, you can get a hot breakfast sandwich. A grab and go is what that is. Over here you can create your own pasta. You got pizza over here. All big array of drinks. And then over here, they're putting away their breakfast area, but they actually do serve breakfast here, which has French toast, pancakes, all sorts of really fun breakfasty things. Over here, it looks like it might be just a little bit healthier of a solution for lunch. You have create your own salad over here. They have a roasted turkey sandwich. Now they do have a barbecued pork sandwich. I don't know if that's real healthy, but I know it tastes awfully good. And after a fun meal, you gotta have your ice cream novelties. Like gelato. And if you've really been a good boy, you get to have one of these. They also have food to go, kind of the grab and go is what that is. And you can bring this into the parks with you, or you can eat it later when you're on the run with the family. And they got healthy options too, which is really nice. Now just outside of Animation Hall, it opens up to the main pool, the big blue pool. The big blue pool, look at all the wonderful theming they got around here. It's really fun. That's one of the cool things about the art of animation, is that there are more sculptures here at this resort than at any other resort. So there's more great photo ops for you and your family than you're going to find at any other resort. Now the big blue pool is kind of interesting because it is actually the largest pool on Disney property outside of the water parks. Another interesting fact is that inside the big blue pool, if you dive underneath, you can listen carefully, you can actually hear Nemo. He's talking to all his little buddies under the water, so that's pretty awesome too. As you can see, it's a pretty busy pool. This is definitely the main pool, to be sure. I love all the cool theming they got going around here. This is the area where you can actually wade down into the big blue pool, but actually what I wanted to show you were these jellyfish. I think that's pretty cool how they have these jellyfish, and for tentacles, they just use the water dripping down. So as you can see, the big blue pool is a pretty busy pool. It's a pretty big pool too, but if you have younger children and you want to have a little bit quieter place for them, a little bit safer place for them, they actually have another little water area over here, right behind me. Check this out. This is called the Schoolyard Spray Ground. Why do they call it a spray ground? You'll see, look at this. And Nemo loves the spray ground. Looking over the Schoolyard Spray Ground is Mr. Ray. Check out that. And you know how big Mr. Ray is? He's big. From end to end, from one tip of his wing to the other, 27 feet. It's 27 feet. Better listen to Mr. Ray. And finally, if you want to have your kids play, but they're not interested in getting wet, they got the Righteous Reef Playground, dude. Check that out. Even the birds like this area. Check it out. Got slides over here, little bitty places where the kids can kind of crawl through little tunnels through the coral reef. It's awesome. It's the reef, man. Righteous, dude. Check out all the turtles. They're caught up in the East Australian Current, the EAC, dude. Check out who's waiting for us over here. It's Crush, man. And Dory. Crush and Dory just checking out the EAC, man. And they're overlooking the pool. Now while the kids are having their fun in the pool, it's the grown-ups' time to have a little bit of fun over here at the drop-off. Now remember, the kids should never go near the drop-off. Now adults, on the other hand, yay, drop-off. It's a great place to get your drinks. Get your beer, you get your margaritas, pina coladas, strawberry daiquiri, all kinds of fun adult beverages at the drop-off. But just make sure you don't drink too much that you drop off. So now we're entering the area of the Lion King. So there is Simba watching over his Pride Land. And his Pride Land looks like this. It's hotel rooms, suites even. So even on the side of the buildings, the art of animation didn't hold back. They've got some beautiful murals that are painted on here. They got all the animals, the wonderful trees, the clouds up above. Look at those clouds. Wow, they did a great job with those ones. Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, take a bow. I love the Lion King area too. I mean, this is really good. I'm not really sure. They have 4 different areas. For me, I'm torn between Lion King and Cars. But I guess they're different enough that I guess I can just take both of them. They're pretty cool. Actually, they're all pretty neat. In the Lion King area, we have the fun elephant graveyard. What kid doesn't want to play in the elephant graveyard? See, told you. Look at these hyenas up here. They're all watching down over us. You know why they do that? Because hyenas, they don't obey the rules. Look, no climbing, but there they are. It's a small little playground. It's not real big. It's got a couple of little areas you can crawl through and climb on, but it's a lot of fun. Of course, you have to look out for Scar. He looks a little happy today. Maybe it's because he's watching over the elephant graveyard. Scar! So here we are in the Little Mermaid section on a bright and beautiful sunny day. It just sort of seems like it ought to be raining to really make this theme really work. Oh look, it's a huge snarfblat. And look at that, treasures untold. How many treasures can one cavern hold? If you're staying in this building, you got King Triton guarding the entrance. You would think a magic band would be enough to get in there, but nope, you got to get past King Triton. Do you think this guy forgot to put his sunblock on? Ouch! The Little Mermaid has her own pool, and why wouldn't she? I mean, she's the Little Mermaid. And as you can see, it's pretty popular. And since the Little Mermaid section is furthest away from the main hall, it kind of makes sense that they'd have their own pool too. Ariel and Flounder. This is Ariel's grotto area. This is her land, under the sea. The undersea adventures. Come journey under the sea with the Little Mermaid. Now the Little Mermaid section of Art of Animation is different than all the other places in that these are not suites. These rooms actually have double beds in them. They don't have queen-size beds, they don't have king-size beds. That is one of the things you should be aware of when you're making your reservations. Now if you want a queen-size bed, you go to any of the other three areas. You can go to Cars, you can go to the Lion King, and of course the Finding Nemo area. Those all have suites, they all have queen-size beds. Just on the other side of the big blue pool, we enter into Radiator Springs. It's a happy place. Look at the smiles on these cars. Just be careful you don't get into too much trouble. The sheriff will catch you. Look, he's watching you. And look who's here to meet us as soon as we come in. It's the Hudson Hornet. Life is a highway. I'm gonna walk along it all day long. It's Ramon and Flo. Now I love the Cozy Cone Motel area. I think this is probably my favorite part of the Cars area because it does look like an old hotel that you would have seen along Route 66 back in its glory days. But of course, to really appreciate this, you have to see it at nighttime with all the neon lights on. Let's check it out. I just had to show it to you at night because, well, hey, these are neon lights, and neon lights always look better at night. Hello, of course they do. It's just so cool. It's reminiscent of Route 66, and look, 100% refrigerated air inside. A vacancy light is on. Looks like it's in front of a hotel, which is really cool. The office and the lobby. And it's actually just restrooms and laundry facilities in there, but pretty cool. Let's go back to daytime. Okay, so we're back in the daytime again. Let's explore a little more. Now the Cozy Cone Motel has its own swimming pool, as you can see. But it's not only got its own swimming pool, but it also has these wonderful little free cabanas that you can use, which is really nice. Now, did you notice something that's different about this pool than about the other two pools that we just looked at? It isn't crowded. I love his tires. Lightyear to infinity and beyond. And of course, Sally Carrera right next to him over here. When you're walking around Hourglass Lake over here on the Art of Animation side, actually even over at Pop Century side, they have these cool little signs that have little trivia from some of the Disney movies. It's pretty cool. Let me check out the other side over here, see what they got. Look at that. You can learn all sorts of stuff about the Disney animated features when you're walking around the jogging path here at Hourglass Lake. Now there's always somewhere that you can run, and Art of Animation is also offering their trails here. They have actually a loop that actually goes around the Art of Animation. Doesn't show it on this particular sign. It's about a 1-mile loop that'll take you around there. But if you also want to, you can run all the way around Hourglass Lake, all the way around there. So if you're on your way to Disney and you're looking for a really fun resort to stay at, the Art of Animation has got to be, in my opinion, one of the best value resorts that you can stay at. As I've already shown you throughout this video, this is a value resort with a lot of really premium features. Check out the Art of Animation. Be glad you did.